Okay, dear grade 5 students, good morning and welcome to a new live lesson. Today is Wednesday, October 21st, I'm sorry, 2020. Our lesson is entitled Let's Review for the Exam. So please stay focused and pay attention. Okay, before plunging into the exam, let's first remember what the exam will be about. I mean, on which modules are you going to be tested? So, will the exam be about module 1 only? Will the exam be on module 2, modules 1 and 2, modules 1, 2, and 3? Okay, as usual, you can use the chat box to write your answers. Just write numbers, okay? So 1 for module 1, write 2 for module 2, 1 and 2, or 1, 2, and 3. What will the exam be about? Okay, I can see 1 and 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Badr, where did you get 4? I have only modules 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's see. So be careful, students. It will not be about module 1 only. It will not be about module 2 only. Okay, it will not be on modules 1, 2, and 3. So our exam will be about on modules 1 and 2 only, please. So when you revise for your exam, revise modules 1 and 2. Okay, let's now discover the different parts of the exam. What does the exam consist in, or what are the different parts of the exam? So, is it reading and vocabulary and grammar, listening and writing, reading, vocabulary, grammar, and writing? So, what are the different parts of the exam? The day of the exam, when you open the papers, what will you find there? A reading activity and vocab only, vocab and grammar, listening and writing, or reading, vocabulary, grammar, and writing? Write your answers in the chat box. Okay, use numbers, please. Okay, number 4. Okay, so you mean the fourth option. Okay, good. Who said number 1? Aman. Be careful, Aman. You have to know what the exam is going to be about in order to prepare yourselves. So it will not be about reading and grammar. Vocab and grammar also no. So the exam will be about or will contain a reading activity, a text, and comprehension questions, vocabulary activity, grammar, and writing. So these are the different parts of your exam. The day of the exam, when you open your papers, you will find a reading activity, a vocabulary activity, a grammar activity, and a writing activity. Okay, don't worry, we are going to go through these different parts one by one. Okay, so your attention, please. Let's start with our first part of the exam, which is reading comprehension. So, on your exam, you will have a short text. Of course, this is not the text. So this is a similar text, just to train you about how to answer the reading questions. So you are going to read the text and answer 4 questions. We are going to go through the questions one by one. So here for the revision, I added an audio in order to help you read and listen and understand the text quickly. But on the day of the exam, there will be no listening, reading only. So on your screens, just read and listen, listen and read the text quickly.
David lives with his parents in Miami. His parents moved here when he was little. They are from Guatemala, and they speak Spanish. A lot of families in Miami speak Spanish. David can speak Spanish and English. Last night David watched a comedy show. It was boring. He awarded it 1 star. Then, there was a game show in Spanish. It was exciting and funny. He awarded it 3 stars. He watched a cartoon show. Cartoons are his favorite shows. He awarded it 4 stars. There was a scary movie at 9 o'clock. David didn't watch it. He did his homework and went to bed at 10 o'clock.
Okay, so after reading the text, your first question will be, what is the text mainly about? So you will be asked about, or you are going to be asked about the main idea or the general idea of the text. What is the text mainly about? And you are going to choose between 4 options. So is this text about David? Is it about TV shows? Is it about David's parents? Or is it about Spanish language? Okay, in the chat box, write your answers. What is the text about? Okay, I can see B, I can see B, I can see A, I can see C. Okay, D, C, A. Okay, so be careful when we say what is the text mainly about. That does not necessarily mean that you get any word from the text and that the text will be about that. For example, in the text there are, or TV shows are mentioned in the text. And also the text speaks about David's parents. And there is also a hint about the Spanish language. But the text is mainly about David. Very good. So the text is about David and not about TV shows or David's parents and Spanish language. So be careful. You have to understand the text and the general idea of the text in order to answer the question correctly. So be careful, students. On the day of the exam, after reading a text, the first question will be about the main idea. What is the text mainly about? Very good. Okay, stay focused. Question number 2. In question number 2, you will find a word that is underlined. There is a line under the word in the text. For example, this word. So you are going to be asked about a synonym or a word which is closest in meaning, or a word that has similar meaning to the underlined word. So what does the underlined word awarded mean? If we look at the sentence here, last night David watched a comedy show. It was boring. He awarded it 1 star. He awarded it 1 star. What does awarded mean? The word awarded mean. Does it mean took it 1 star, gave it 1 star, drew it 1 star, or bought it 1 star? Be careful, you have to get the meaning from the context of the sentence. Whenever you want to rate a TV show, an activity, an application on your mobile phone, or a game, people always use stars to rate. So what is the verb we use with these stars, to award stars? Is it to take stars, to give stars, to draw stars, or to buy stars? Write your answers in the chat box. I can say B, gave, good students, very good. So here, even if you don't know the word, but you can guess the meaning from the context. So please, before answering the question, read the previous sentence to the word and the sentence where the word came, in order to understand the context and to understand the meaning. You don't know the word awarded, but you succeeded to give the correct answer through context. Very good, students. So awarded here means gave. He gave it 1 star. Excellent, students. So reading comprehension, we have question 1 about the main idea. Question 2, what does the underlined word in the text mean? Okay, we move on now to the third question. So be careful. The first 2 questions are multiple choice questions. So you have 4 options and you choose one which is correct. Questions 3 and 4, there are no multiple choice options. You are going to write your own answer from the text. So these questions are about now specific details from the text. So question number 3, what languages can David speak? So of course you will not answer this question from your head. So you are going to refer back to the text and look for the correct answer. What languages can David speak? Write your answers in the chat box, please. English and Spanish. Thank you, Anas. Very good. Any other answers? Muhammad, you say Spanish only. Okay. Any other? English and Spanish? Abdullah Hashim. Good. Ali Tamer, Spanish only. Okay, so be careful, students. Let's go back to our text. So here, as you can see at the end of paragraph number 1, David can speak English, Spanish, and English. So be careful, it's not Spanish only, it's not English only. David can speak 2 languages, Spanish and English. So you can just take the sentence from the text and write your answer. David can speak Spanish and English. So please be careful, students. It's not all about finding the correct answer. It's about knowing the skill or learning the skill and knowing the strategy how to get the correct answer. So here, always look for keywords. What languages can David speak? So here, when we say languages, it means that it is more than 1 language. So if the answer is 1 language, I will say what language can David speak? But here, what languages? So this means that there are more than 1 language. So David can speak Spanish and English. Thank you very much. We come now to the last question in the reading comprehension. David's favorite show. What is David's favorite show? Answers in the chat box. What is David's favorite show? The answer is in paragraph number 2. What is David's favorite show? Just write your answers in the chat box. No answers? Okay, Abdullah, thank you. Cartoon show, cartoon. Muhammad, thank you. Comedy, English and Spanish, be careful. I'm talking about TV show and not about languages. Cartoon show, excellent students. So as you can see here in paragraph number 2, cartoons are his favorite shows. Cartoons are his favorite shows. So here we can get the answer. So uh, in your exam, please, either you copy the sentence from the text as it is. So you can say cartoons are his favorite shows, and I will accept the answer, or you can just change it a little bit to fit the question. For example, what is David's favorite show? The answer is David's favorite show is cartoons. But if you write cartoons are his favorite shows, it's also acceptable. Thank you very much, students. So now we have just finished with the reading comprehension activity. So please just remember you will have a text and 4 questions. Question 1 will be a multiple choice question about the main idea of the text. What is the text mainly about? Question number 2 will be about the meaning of an underlined word in the text. It is also a multiple choice. You are going to choose among 4 options which word is closest in meaning. Questions number 3 and 4 will be about specific details from the text. So you are going to refer back to the text and scan for details to answer those questions. I hope now the reading comprehension activity is clear for you. Let's now move on to the second of the exam, which is vocabulary. And we mean by vocabulary the words that we studied in modules 1 and 2. So you are going to be tested on how to use the words in sentences correctly. So it's not enough to know the meaning of the word or to remember the word only, but you have to learn how to use the word in a meaningful sentence. So the question in the exam will be as follows. Fill in the gaps with the suitable word from the box. And if you look at the sentences here, how many sentences do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences. So in your exam, you will have 4 sentences, and you are going to complete them with words from the box. But be careful here. How many words do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is an extra word. We have 4 sentences, 1 blank per sentence. Each sentence has 1 blank only, so it needs 1 word only. So we have 4 sentences and 5 words. So be careful, there is an extra word in the box. We call it a distractor. Okay, let's start with question 5 or sentence number 5. A is a person who flies planes. Is it article? Is it gold? Is it reporter? Is it pilot? Or is it sailing? A is a person who flies planes. Write your answers in the chat box. Okay, thank you, Sharif. Thank you, Badr. Thank you, Qusay. Excellent students. So you all agree that the correct word is pilot. Very good, students. Correct. That's correct. A pilot is a person who flies planes, and it's not a reporter. And of course, we cannot write article here because the word starts with a vowel, and here we have to start the sentence with N, but here you have A, so you need a word with that starts with a consonant. Very good. Okay, next sentence. The winner's medal is made of article, gold, reporter, or sailing. So be careful, students. You have or you can use the word only once. You cannot use the same word in different sentences. So here we have used pilot, so we cannot use it again. You have now to choose between these four words. The winner's medal. What is the medal made of generally? Okay, let's see. Gold, gold. Excellent, students. Very good. So, normally, students, there are words that go together. Okay, so when we speak about medals, we generally speak about gold, we speak about silver, we speak about bronze. So here we have gold. So the correct answer is it is made of gold, and very good, students, and you have answered it correctly. Thank you. Next question or next sentence. He likes with his dad on the boat. So here we are speaking about free time activities. If you remember, we use the verb like, love, enjoy, and we use some free time activities. So here you have to choose between article, reporter, and sailing. So the correct answer is, of course, let's see. Okay, you guessed right. Excellent, students. It is sailing. He likes sailing with his dad on the boat. Very good. And finally, this is interesting. Let's read it. This is interesting. Let's read it. So you have to choose between article and reporter. So please. So here you have the verb to read. So can we read a reporter? Of course not. So the correct answer, you did right. You answered right. Very good. So it is an article. This article is interesting. Let's read it. Very good, students. So this is the second part of the exam, the vocabulary. You will have 4 sentences, and you will need to complete them with words from the box. And always remember, please, there is an extra word. There is an extra word, a distractor, that you will not use in the sentences. Okay, now we have finished with part 1 and part number 2. It's time now for part number 3 of the exam, which is grammar. The question will be as follows. Read and choose the correct answer. So in the grammar, there will be multiple choice or 2 multiple choice questions. So you have a blank here, and you are going to choose the correct answer. Last weekend, I in the beach. Is it I swim in the beach? Is it I swims in the beach? Is it I swimming in the beach? Or is it I swam in the beach? Okay, so on the day of the exam, please, students, be careful. Always look for time expressions in the sentence in order to know the tense. Is the sentence in the past? Is it in the present? Is it in the present continuous? Is it in the future? So how do you know this? You know it from the time expressions or keywords in the sentence. So as you can see here, we have last weekend, last weekend. So what are we speaking about here? Is it the past, the present, or the future? Good. I can see D. I can see swam. So it is the past. You have to use the past simple. So the past simple of the verb swim is swam. It is an irregular verb. Very good, students. So here, just remember with words like last week, yesterday, 3 months ago, last year, last Saturday, last Friday, last month, whenever you have last, whenever you have ago, yesterday, please use the past simple. And in the past simple, we have two types of verbs. We have regular verbs and irregular verbs. With regular verbs, it's very simple. You just add ed to the verb. For example, play. The past simple is played, watch, watched, visit, visited. And for irregular verbs, they change and you have to learn them by heart. You can refer to the list at the end of your students' books, page 74, I guess. So, for example, take, the past simple is took, swim, the past simple is swam, go, the past simple is went. So, be careful, students, to the irregular verbs. So, this is our first sentence in the grammar part. It is about the past simple here. It may be about another tense in the exam. So you have just to know the rules and apply them to any sentence and you will get the correct answer. Okay. Next question in the grammar. Read and choose the correct answer also. So you have in the grammar two multiple choice questions. They, their homework now. So do we say they do their homework now? They did their homework now? They are doing their homework now? Or they is doing their homework now? As we said earlier, please look for time expressions in the sentence. So here, as you can see, we have now. So we are speaking about something that is happening now at the time of speaking. So, and we said whenever we have now or at the moment, we have to use the present continuous. So let me just check some of your answers. I can see C, okay, C and D, C and D. So, okay, good. So you have just narrowed down your scope to the present continuous, which is good. So with now, you know that you have to use the present continuous. So our answer will be are doing or is doing. But here you have a problem. You have to know the rule. So the present simple is the use of the verb be plus verb plus ing. Okay, so be, are here is the verb be and is the verb be. Okay, so but when do we use are and when do we use is? Of course, we use are with they, you, and we. And we use is with he, she, and it. So in the sentence here, we have they. So the correct answer is C. They are doing. They are doing their homework now. So why did we choose they are doing? Because we have now in the sentence, and whenever we have now or at the moment, please use the present continuous. And this is the rule. Use am, is, or are. This is the verb to be in the present plus verb plus ing. Use am with I am doing, for example. He, she, it is doing. You, we, they are doing. So here we have they are doing, and this is the correct answer. Thank you for your attention and for your interaction. Next question in grammar will be do as shown between brackets. So here you are going to write your own answer. There is no multiple choice. So he, and you have the verb play video games every day. So as usual, look for keywords in the sentence. Here we have every day. So we are speaking about a habit, something that is happening every day. So we just use the When we talk about a habit or a daily routine, we use the present simple. Very good. So what is the correct answer? I can see there is no A. Some answers, please. Okay, is. Where did you get is, please? The verb here is play. Why did you change it into is? Be careful, please. Use the same verb in brackets. So he plays. Very good. Why do we say plays? Because in the present simple with the pronouns he, she, and it, we add an s to the verb. And with other pronouns, the verb remains as it is. Use the verb as it is with I play, you play, we play, they play. But with he, she, and it, you have to add an s to the verb in the present simple. And whenever you find these keywords in the sentences, so please use the present simple with every day, with always, with usually, sometimes, often, never. We call these adverbs of frequency whenever you have them. So please use the present simple and don't forget to add an s to the verb with he, she, and it. Okay, the last part of your exam, and it is very important, the writing part. Many students leave it blank and they lose 8 points in their exam. Why? Because they don't write anything. So be careful, please. The writing will be out of 8. 2 marks for content. We mean by that ideas, relevance to the topic. You write in the topic and your organization. 2 points for the language use. We mean grammar, vocabulary, yeah, the right use of words and the right use of grammar. And you have 4 marks for the writing conventions, 2 marks for the spelling, writing the words correctly, and 2 marks also for punctuation. Punctuation is very important, and don't lose points, please, in your exam because you don't use capital letters or you don't use full stops at the end of the sentences. Use punctuation, it's very important. So some tips before writing: write clear and complete sentences, use the correct grammar and vocabulary, write with correct spelling, write words correctly, and of course start a sentence with a capital letter and end it with a full stop. Capital letter at the beginning of a sentence, capital letter when you speak about names, for example Ahmed, Salah, Ali. So use capital letters with countries: Qatar, Turkey, Tunisia, any country, use capital letter. Also use commas and full stops at the end of the sentences. Let's now have an example of a writing task. So in your exam, you will be asked to write 6 sentences about something that you studied in modules 1 and 2. So here is an example. Write a paragraph of 6 sentences in English about your last visit to the museum. Your last visit. It can be last Friday, it can be last week, it can be last year, it can be last holiday, whatever. So here, when we have the word last, so you are going to speak about something that happened in the past. So be careful, you have to use the past simple. All your verbs must be in the past simple. Remember, regular verbs with ed and irregular verbs, you have to learn them by heart. So, and you are going to have some helping questions. For example, who did you go with? When did you go there? What did you see or do there? and how did you feel about that visit to the museum. So before writing, let's just collect information and gather ideas. This table may help you. For example, when we say, who did you go with? The answer could be, I went to the museum with my friends, with my schoolmates, with my family, with my brother, with my sister, with my mom, anything. So who did you go with? You can choose one from these examples. Then, when did you go there? So here it is not specified in the task. He says, or it says, your last visit. So it could be last week, it could be last holiday, it could be last Saturday, last year, whatever you want to choose. And what did you there? Did you see there, or what did you do there? Here you have to use the verbs in the past simple, and you just try to give some activities, some things that you did or you saw there. For example, I saw exhibitions of Islamic art. If you have visited the Islamic Museum, I saw many people and tourists there. I took many pictures. I had food in the restaurant there. So all these are possible things that you did or you saw there. And of course, when you speak about your feeling, you just choose one from the examples. You can say it was a great and amazing day. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun there. Anything you like. So now, after collecting this information, you are going to just give it a try and write short paragraphs about your last visit to the museum. You just choose one from these: with my friends, with my schoolmates, or with my family. Use last week or last holiday or last Saturday. Don't use them together. Here you can use all of them and you can change them and you can add other ideas, and here just choose one of them. So our writing activity will be interactive. So please, I want you to press the following link. I'm going to share a link with you in the chat box. Okay, press the following link and it will take you to this page. So before that, just if you have mobile phones, just scan the QR code and it will lead you there, or you just press the link. Scan the QR code or press the link, and our writing activity will be on Padlet. You will be directed to this page. As you can see here, the writing prompt. Write a paragraph of 6 sentences about your last visit to the museum. Who did you go with? When did you go there? What did you see there? And how did you feel? You just press this plus button, write your answers, yes, and click submit when you finish, and you will your writing will be here in on the wall. Okay, just write your paragraphs quickly, please. We have still 6 minutes left, so try to finish it in 4 minutes, please, so that I can give you some feedback. Waiting for your answers. Don't write in Arabic, please. Okay, I can come back to the presentation in order to help you. So here you can help yourselves with information from this table. Write meaningful sentences, please. Don't just write words, and don't write in Arabic, please. Okay, last weekend I visited the museum with my family. Very good. Okay, just write your names. Why did you keep it anonymous? Write your names. Last weekend I visited the museum with my family. We arrived at 7. Okay, good. Last weekend I went to the museum with my family. Okay, just please continue writing. Very good. You started well. Continue writing. What did you there? What did you do there? What did you see? You can use some of this information. Three minutes left. Quickly, please. Okay, last weekend I visited the museum with my family. I saw. What did you see? Complete. Last weekend I visited the museum with my family. We arrived at 7 a.m. I explored many places. I saw. Very good. Great. Okay. Last week I had a great time with my cousin. Okay, you can continue. Last week I visited the museum with my family. We arrived at 7 a.m. I explored many places. I saw Islamic art. Excellent, very good student. Okay, very good. Last weekend I visited the museum with my family. I explored many places. Correct, very good. You're doing well. Okay, with my family, with Y, be careful to the spelling. You're doing great, students, very good. Okay, last weekend I visited the museum with my family. We arrived at 7 a.m. I explored many places. I saw Islamic art. We had lunch there. It was... Okay, continue, please. It was fantastic. Okay, very good, very good. So, for example, if we take this example, last weekend I visited the museum with my family. So here, when did you go? It's last weekend. Who did you go with? With my family. What did you do there? We arrived at 7 a.m. I explored many places. I saw Islamic art. We had lunch there. It was fantastic. So this is also a fantastic job, and I will give it the full mark. So 8 out of 8. Excellent job. Very good. This is a nice example of a paragraph that the teacher wants to find in the exam. If you write something like this, it's correct, up to the point, using the past simple correctly, no spelling mistakes. There is punctuation, commas, and full stops. Be careful here. Just write capital L. Last weekend, start with capital letter. And thank you, Malik. Very good paragraph. Thank you for your attention. We have come to the end of our live lesson today. Thank you for your attention. I hope now the exam is clear for you. I wish you the best of luck. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to post them on Microsoft Teams. If you need any explanations, any answers, I will be always there for you. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.